What characterizes the Nordic measures to combat violence against women and girls?
These questions are highly prioritized within the Nordic countries. We have coordinated our common work in national action plans that are working out really well. Within the Nordic countries, these measures also include measures to combat trafficking for sexual purposes. I think that's important to stress.
Why is it so important that boys and men are involved in this work?
I think we tend to concentrate our work when it comes to domestic violence, to help women, to help the victims, to help children. And that's an important work, and there's still a lot of things to do. But sometimes we forget the obvious, that if we would be more successful in preventive work to stop men from hitting women, there would be no domestic violence. I think it's very important that we focus more on that.
What are the greatest challenges when it comes to engaging men and boys in combating violence against women and girls? And how can these challenges be tackled?
I think it's clear that men beating women is about masculinity. And as soon as you point out masculinity as a critical factor, you in one way offend all men and boys. And knowing that most men and most boys don't hit, don't bat, then at the same time you have to engage all men, and you have to do it in a way that is not offensive or pushes them away. So I think it's important to talk about masculinity and to tear that down in its pieces, and to really get the good men to see that within masculinity there are some bad things that it's important to be aware of.
What kind of progress have the Nordic countries reached so far, and what are the reasons for this progress?
We have seen a lot of big campaigns in all the countries. I think Greenland is still to have one, but the other countries have had some great campaigns, and we have succeeded to put the issue on the agenda, to see a big media debate. We have seen how the reporting from the victims have really raised, and that shows that it's a question that is on the agenda, and that you have the trust for authorities that you can go and report it. There has also been a lot of more research and educational programs for the different groups working with the question.
How would you describe the Nordic synergy when it comes to combating violence against women? What is the next step?
You can really see how we have learned from each other. For example, in Norway, they work very good with children when it comes to forced marriages. So the rest of us have been looking into how they do it in Norway. And I also know that other countries follow our work with the Sex Purchase Act closely, because we have been very successful there. So these are examples of how we exchange what we have done and share experiences. And I mean, next step is just to continue to work with this, and I think next step is to meet here in New York to discuss within each other, but also to let others know what we have achieved so far.